Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm Envy Jitters.
And I'm CheerandCosplay.
And this is not anime.
No.
But it's just as good, if not better. I don't know about better. But hey, you know what? So, November, new month, stuff happening. We decided, hey, you know how we watch a bunch of stuff from Japan? What if Japan watches a bunch of stuff from us? Not us specifically, but our country in general. Stuff that's big in Japan. All sorts of cartoons and whatnot. What better thing to start with than probably one of the defining cartoons of our entire generation, Spongebob Squarepants.
Yay!
Should it have defined our generation? You be the judge. But it did, one way or the other.
It really did, though. The fact that the episodes that you gave us to watch, I was literally quoting along with them almost word for word. So that tells you how much these shows were on in the house when I was a child.
Yeah, we watched, let's see here, 11 episodes of the show. I sourced from various different IMDb and rating lists and whatnot, and we should say that about SpongeBob, we watched 11 of them. However, most of the top lists were not top 10 or top 12. They were usually top 30 or 40 because there were so many funny episodes of this.
Oh, yes.
Really unfortunate I wasn't able to find a full, Japanese episode.
Yeah, but the clips were nice.
The clips, I added a few clips.
The clips were something.
Yeah, we added a couple of just a couple things that happened. Also, how'd you guys like the opening in Japanese?
Fun.
It's interesting.
A little bit
Interesting.
It's like, oh my god, it's just a little bit different.
I feel like, and I get they're trying to do the voice flaps and mouth flaps, lip flaps, blah, and things, but it's so, I would describe it as cantankerous.
Yeah.
In how it kind of flows, but that there's only so much you can do.
It really didn't rhyme as a song.
I don't think it's supposed to.
Yeah, just felt a little, not the point. Really?
No.
We're not going to get hung up on the opening and that. We should talk about, what did we... Oh no, it was 10 episodes. Sorry, I'm looking at my list incorrectly. It was only 10 that we watched, but we should talk about the 10 that we did watch. We watched the very first episode they ever made, Help Wanted. Then the pizza delivery episode.
Yes.
Texas. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. I had a lot of trouble deciding which one of these to include, but I had to include the one with the biggest meme from that series.
Yes.
Frankendoodle. Band Geeks, Graveyard
Best
Shift.
episode.
Okay,
I
that was your favorite.
Shift.
Okay. The Fry Cook Games, the Krusty Krab training video, and Chocolate with Nuts. Had to end on another meme.
I'm gonna be honest, you selected probably some of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. I think these were always consistently on those top 30 or 40 lists. These were usually in the top 15, if not top 10. Maybe top 20, depending. I don't always feel like Help Wanted, the first one, is always as good as some of the later episodes, but I could feel like you could say that about almost any pilot a little bit, but we had to kind of include the very first one. And it is especially interesting, because we were watching this all, I made everybody a file with all of these in them, and it is interesting to watch the first episode versus where they were in, season 3 as far as, animation goes. So it's nice to see the progression a little bit.
And not to say Help Wanted's a bad episode either. I still think it's a banger episode.
It's a great intro.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a good intro in that it introduced our main character, some of the major side characters, and then sort of, intro to where he works, what his job is, and some of just the silliness, with Tiny Tim and the song that they play during the little montage in the middle. It's just so iconic, and I'm pretty sure, I think when my parents saw this episode for the very first time when I was a kid, I think they died laughing.
Really?
Because the song came on.
It does work.
It really does.
I think my favorite part of the episode, and the part that me and my friends used to quote all the time, was, "You smell that? You smell that smelly smell."
Yes. Well, the thing is my parents even still quote that particular part of that episode as well.
It is, nothing for nothing, that is the best line of the episode, and it's just...
It really is.
Perfect, almost perfectly encapsulates a lot of the early humor of the show. I will say, we didn't go past season 3, which I think is generally where most people, like the original fans from back in the day, are like, yeah, seasons 1 through 3, and then the movie, and then like maybe seasons 4 and 5 a little bit had some stuff.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I mean, you know the backstory, right? That Steven Hillenburg wanted to end the series after the movie, well, the first movie, but Nickelodeon said this makes too much money. You're not going to cancel this. So Steven Hillenburg left. They had a different showrunner for years. He came back after the second movie until his death, and then the show has had multiple spinoffs since.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he was right. I think very similar. This is going to be the weirdest comparison I probably make all day, but I think SpongeBob and Supernatural have some common DNA, and that they should have ended after 5 seasons.
True.
But
they should have.
6 seasons in a movie. That's it.
Yep.
But yeah, it is interesting because, like, when did you guys first watch this? Did you watch this when it came out in May of 1999?
No, but I can tell you the story of how I discovered SpongeBob when everyone else is done.
Oh God, I don't even remember.
How old were you in May of 1999?
I was 3.
Okay.
So I might have watched it when I was like 5 or something. I don't know. Like
You had to be older than that, weren't you? No, maybe you weren't.
I don't think I was older than 5. I think I was probably 5 when I watched it.
Huh.
Something like that. It was probably a couple years after it came out. My mom was not a fan of this show. She thought it was stupid. But my dad liked it well enough, and my sister and me liked it, so we watched episodes sporadically.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch it as much as some other Nickelodeon shows, like Hey Arnold, or Rugrats, or Wild Thornberrys or something. But I did watch this one quite a bit, and a lot of these episodes were very familiar to me. Even if I couldn't quote them off the top of my head, I definitely felt like, oh, I remember this for the most part. Definitely the chocolate one, the fancy living one was very fresh in my mind. I don't know why that is. I was almost like, did I watch this one recently?
Didn't me and Gav do that at the water park?
No, but like the whole episode.
I mean, you two are always singing that song. You're always singing that song.
It's fun.
It is fun.
I don't know. It wasn't just the song though, so I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of it felt familiar and nostalgic still, even though it wasn't one of the shows I watched a lot as a kid. But yeah, I'd say I was probably like 5.
I'm not sure if I watched it May of 1999. I would have been around 4 then. I feel like I was more around maybe about a year later, when I was about 5, was when I probably started watching it, because it would have been, I've moved on from Nick Jr., I'm starting to watch regular Nickelodeon, so I would say probably around then. And I want to say the first episode that I saw, it might have been the one where they're in Jellyfish Fields.
Which time they were in Jellyfish Fields?
It was probably one of the earlier episodes. I want to say...
Was it the one where SpongeBob wanted to be a jellyfish?
It might have been. I do believe that was the episode. Either that or it was the one where Squidward was in the wheelchair.
I did include that
firmly grasp it.
Yes, but
we don't need to understand what they're saying. We know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was, I just remember it being silly, and they had episodes on, and I just enjoyed it as a kid. And my parents found it funny enough that they didn't hate watching it while my brother and I had it on the TV. So it was like, this was a TV show we were allowed to watch when we ate dinner. So they got very familiar with SpongeBob, and my brother and I still quote it to this day.
So the year is 2000, and as a kid beforehand, I definitely watched Blue's Clues, but I didn't know it was on Nick Jr. at the time. It was just a show that was on TV. So I was 5 years old. I happened to be by myself in our living room. I grabbed the remote. I turned on the TV. I flipped on channel 33, and here it was, SpongeBob, on this magical TV channel called Nickelodeon for kids. And you know that meme from It's Sunny with Frank Reynolds in the movie theater with I Get It? That was basically me with SpongeBob and Nickelodeon. I'm not gonna lie, SpongeBob is not my favorite Nickelodeon show. It's in my top 10 easily, but it's certainly the show that probably has one of the biggest impacts on my childhood, and it's easily the show that I've watched the most as a kid. And to say that me and my friends quoted it in high school and still quote it to this day, I could literally have a 2-hour conversation with you doing nothing but SpongeBob quotes.
We're about to.
SpongeBob meant a lot to me. And I did enjoy some of the episodes after the first movie. There are some really good funny lines, funny moments, and funny episodes. I kind of stopped watching after maybe season 7 or 8 or something like that, but the first 3 seasons, to me, are timeless. To me, I find them hilarious, and some of them actually have good morals, which is why Band Geeks is my favorite episode, because not only is it hilarious and has some of the most iconic moments of the show, but it has probably the best ending to not only a SpongeBob episode, but one of the best endings to a cartoon episode I've ever seen. So, yes, SpongeBob. I can understand, if some people didn't grow up watching SpongeBob or think it's overrated, but for me, SpongeBob is always going to have a special place in my heart.
Quick correction for you. Frank Reynolds was not in a movie theater. He was in a regular-ass theater watching Mac dance with a ballerina, describing through interpretive dance his sexuality.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm also a Sunny fan. So.
Okay. My mistake.
I thought I had accidentally logged on to a different podcast for a minute. I was like, what are you guys talking about?
We're talking about SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yes.
And the evolving sexuality of characters.
It was definitely either when I was 4 or 5, either 99 or 2000. We were not allowed to watch very much TV. I'm sure I've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. And this was right around the time that my parents were like, okay, this is your allotted TV time, weekend mornings. Before that, it was a little lawless, but around here. And so, the only thing I really remember watching was Rugrats at that time. And then we started getting the commercials for SpongeBob. It would be new show coming on after Rugrats. My dad saw the commercials. He was like, that looks really funny. So we started getting up to watch Rugrats and then SpongeBob. And then I think at some point we just fell off of Rugrats. Or actually, it might have ended at that point.
Yep, SpongeBob's gateway drug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing for nothing. Rugrats ran reruns into the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So it had a whole sequel series, right?
Yeah.
All grown up.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that title's misleading because it's called All Grown Up, but yet the oldest one is 13. They're not grown up. They're older, but they're not adults.
Yeah, because it was coming out when we were all 7.
I felt like they were grown up because I was 6 years old or something.
Holy crap, they're adults, and now you're like, holy crap, they're
children. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching a Disney Channel original movie now. You ever watch Halloween Town recently?
Yeah, they look like babies.
Yes.
It's you sit there with yeah, Marnie, you're right. Let go trick-or-treating without your mom's permission. It's you're watching it as an adult. It's shut the fuck up, Marnie. Listen to your mother.
You might get kidnapped, Marnie.
I forgot to mention, too, my dad actually liked SpongeBob. He didn't like a lot of the cartoons we forced him to watch as a kid, but he even told me recently, yeah, I like SpongeBob. So he actually finds Gary amusing. That was his favorite character.
So I was the only one whose parent didn't like SpongeBob. Is that right?
My mom didn't really like SpongeBob.
Okay.
My dad didn't care. I do remember I was 7. I watched this the night that it premiered. It was probably 6 or 7. I'm in the basement with my brother, my cousin, our babysitter. Our parents are gone for the night. And we're watching this. And then we watched and we were like, our lives changed forever. I'm sorry. Envy took this entire framing device that I wanted to use as well. But hey, you know what? Good for you. You did a good job with it.
You were both changed.
Yes.
Yeah. This was one of the few shows that my dad, attentively watched with us.
Yeah.
All the other cartoons, he would kind of pass in and out, but SpongeBob, and he liked Jimmy Neutron because he's a scientist.
And, Jimmy Neutron is kind of hard to look away from.
Yeah, it is. It's another one of those cartoons that my parents also really liked.
Yeah. He actually did the same thing of seeing a commercial and being like, ooh, that looks really funny, and then got into that. He did the same thing with Backyardigans.
Oh, my. You might have been a little too old for that at that point.
Well, not to go off on a tangent, but did your dad have a stroke whenever they ever went to space and they didn't have any spacesuits on at all and could breathe?
There was that one episode.
Oh yes,
where she like turned around and asked him. He's like, "Why don't we need to like wear spacesuits?" And then like Carl sings super loudly over it so you can't hear it.
I'll see you back soon.
Died. He was in hysterics over that. He would go around and give like presentations about space to middle schools in our county, and so he like used that clip in the presentation. He loved it so much.
Love it.
Good.
But yeah, SpongeBob. We all saw it, and from that point on, we were all wet. It was our awakening.
What?
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
I mean,
no one else?
It is underwater.
We were wet with water. That's about it.
I will say this. This was the one thing that my parents were like, "Oh yeah, this is a cool thing with SpongeBob." I went as SpongeBob for Halloween before they started making SpongeBob Halloween costumes, so we had to make that ourselves. I will
pictures?
try to find a picture of it. This is before we had cell phones or anything else like that, so I'm gonna have to like find it in a photo album. I might scan it to put it in the episode, but yeah, we were all very proud of that. And my brother, who was a little bit younger at the time, was still doing Nick Jr. He went as Bob the Builder, so that's what we were for that Halloween.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
So did you? Okay, so then I have the question then. Did you just like wear regular like pants and a shirt, or did you actually make a big ass square box?
Nice.
Okay.
Big ass box that I was inside of with like 2 little eye holes where his like pupils are, and like armholes and like legs, and like my mom's actually like good with like sewing stuff and that, so she made me like yellow pants with the socks that went up my legs and that and everything else, and it's like My dad was like my dad had to spray paint the whole thing a whole bunch of times because it was like foam. We covered it in like a like sponge foam or whatever, and he came in afterwards like, God, I just like so many cans of that. He had to like wear a mask because it was gonna get him high or something. But yeah, that was a pretty good Halloween.
That's fun.
That sounds fun.
But yeah, so these episodes. And I guess we can talk about any other episodes we want, really, but like focusing in on these ones, I will say this is not necessarily a criticism, but I do see what our parents were complaining about sometimes. Like, I like it,
sometimes.
But I could also see how someone else might find this annoying.
Yeah, for sure. I can understand.
Yeah.
Like how maybe some of it gets a little bit too ridiculous, but my parents, I would say, like, find it more acceptable than, like, Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, I love Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
I loved Fairly Odd Parents myself, but my parents hated the fact that they went and left their child because they were always going out and they left the child with a horrible babysitter.
That's
and they
the
never
joke.
believed their kid.
Yeah, I mean,
that
was
is
the
the
whole
joke.
point of the show.
But my mom
It's the setup.
hated it. It is the setup, but she hates it. She hated it so much. Because here's the thing. I was also left with a babysitter. Not any babysitter like Vicky.
I would hope
but
not.
The babysitter was only ever around because my parents were at work.
Yeah, I mean, I had a similar situation.
So it's like, I get that, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, you wouldn't believe your kid about a babysitter being terrible anyway. So what are you talking about?
Yeah. It is interesting to think about, like, SpongeBob was kind of like almost a weird transition show between like the older Nickelodeon, what was eventually become the newer Nickelodeon in like the 2000s, because like it was coming out right at the tail end of like Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug, like Cat Dog, Ah Real Monsters. I'm just gonna go through an entire reel, don't worry about it. But but it's also the beginning of the era of like Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, and like all the ones that came afterwards, and honestly stayed on the air longer than most of them. Like, they're still showing these episodes.
It is now the second longest running cartoon behind The Simpsons.
Yeah, I believe it.
Wait, is it still on?
The reruns are.
The Simpsons?
But no, it ended. No, I meant this one.
No, SpongeBob is still airing new seasons.
Seriously?
They're, I think, yes, they are on, like, I think they're on season 15, I want to say.
15?
No, it has to be more than that.
No, I think it's 15. Let me check real quick. But yeah, they still show new episodes. In fact, there was a moment during the summer, because it was trending, where they showed a nothing but SpongeBob all day.
Wow.
Honestly, that happened whenever we were, like, younger as well. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 16 seasons currently.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
So it is running right now.
I did not realize. I thought they had, like, shut it down every once in a while.
No.
I was gonna say no. It's still going, as far as I know.
Wow.
And unfortunately, after I think like season 12, they stopped doing hand-drawn animation and they switched entirely to Flash. So,
what does it look like now? I don't even know.
It is
looks,
different.
It's not as good as
it's lost
the original.
The charm.
Oh. I'll have to look it up.
I really enjoyed watching these. I will say that I have seen recently, like probably this year, at least one episode of the recent SpongeBob. It became what our parents thought that it was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have an idea of maybe how it happened. But if you guys have some opinions, go ahead first.
They basically they're appealing to modern generations of kids, which is basically loud noises all the time, funny faces, stimulation, etc., etc.
Yeah, I kind of think, like, from the newer episodes that I have seen of SpongeBob, I think I would compare it to Uncle Grandpa a little bit in terms of, like, the target demographic I think they're going for in terms of, like, what they shove into an episode.
So I hate to say it, but I also think that is SpongeBob's fault.
A little bit, probably.
Because
I could see that.
Like, I think early on there was, like, I don't want to call it nuance, but there was a variety of things going on. But there is that sort of like repetitiveness to some of his antics and some of the actions in the episodes where maybe they go a little longer than they should at times, but that's part of the joke. And I think over time, you see this in plenty of other shows as well. You guys familiar with the concept of Flanderization?
Yes.
Okay. So,
no.
All right, for the people at home and for Cece, Ned Flanders is the Simpsons' neighbor, and in the early seasons, he's actually a pretty nuanced character with a number of different aspects to him. But eventually, they had an element where he was a devout Christian, and that slowly over time became his only defining characteristic. It's the same thing that happens in the first season. You'll have the character who's the dumb character, but they're not really dumb. They're just not as smart as everybody else. But by season 5, they are brain dead.
Chelsea and That's So Raven.
London in Sweet Life, Joey and Friends, like there's a ton of great examples of that one. Patrick even,
and
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, I think everyone...
Like, they become the most basic part of what defines them as a character.
And it tends to happen a lot of times in comedies a little more than other shows, because when you're writing comedies, it's like you want the thing that's going to get the laugh the most often, and if one thing you keep going back to always gets a laugh, you're just going to keep going there until that's all that they are. Mm-hmm. And I think that on some level, it was bound to happen a little bit. But what maybe people weren't expecting was how, like, influential SpongeBob became. This is Nickelodeon's Mickey Mouse. I would even argue he's more relevant to this generation and kids today than Mickey Mouse is.
I would say yes, because as far as the amount of content that I have watched with Mickey Mouse himself in said thing, it's very lackluster compared to how much I've watched of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I don't know, I watched a lot of House of Mouse, man.
I was not a Disney child, so can't relate,
I was
unfortunately.
definitely a Disney kid.
I would agree, except for with the newest generation. You might have to bleep this. In the newest Mickey Mouse cartoon, Goofy does bore him at one point.
That's true. That was weird.
Does what now? Does what now?
Oh, you guys haven't seen that?
I will give them credit.
No?
They decided for that show, okay, we're going to do some different shit.
It was different.
No, I didn't hear what you said. What did you do? What did he do?
Bore? B-O-R-E.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can stop talking about that now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Good to know. But yeah, I think on an influence level, without a doubt, SpongeBob was Nickelodeon's most influential character. And I think as a result of that, after a while, you had like certain shows, like it didn't mean that other shows weren't showing up from other creators and they weren't successful. But SpongeBob was arguably the most successful show, no matter what era it was in, as long as it was on. And as time kept moving forward and other shows weren't doing as well, I think they started to be like, hey, can you guys be a little more like SpongeBob? Can you do a little more SpongeBob-y humor to try to like keep it going? And granted, I wasn't watching Nickelodeon as closely in like the 2010s as much. It's kind of where I dropped off a little bit with some of their shows and that. But from what I have seen, they do feel very SpongeBob-ish.
Like influenced, yeah.
Very influenced by that. But then as a result of that, I think, and the result of changing hands a number of times with the creative team, I think that eventually everything started to be SpongeBob, so SpongeBob had to be even more SpongeBob. And that's how it kind of like, those later episodes, I'm like, oh my god, this is annoying. I don't like this.
Yeah. And it also didn't help, too, that Nickelodeon kept trying to push a lot of their shows to have ratings like SpongeBob, and there's no way you can do that. Like even some of their most successful shows of all time, like Avatar, it got great reviews, and it has a devout fan base for a reason, but
from a critical standpoint, arguably Nickelodeon's best show.
But it did not get SpongeBob numbers as far as viewerships. Like, nothing, I've heard so many stories over the years of cartoons that have been passed over or shelved completely, like derelegated to the Nicktoons network because they did not get good ratings, and it was partly because they kept showing SpongeBob all the damn time.
Partly that, but also depending on the show. The thing is about Nicktoons, a lot of the shows that actually ended up on that channel, those are all of their cartoons that are maybe not quite so kid-friendly, unfortunately.
That's a fair assessment.
Invader Zim, Real Monsters, and a lot of their other, like, Cat Dog, Ren and Stimpy, maybe a lot of their little more teen,
those
in crude shows, those are the ones that end up on that network. So they're like, this isn't really for kids.
Well, I can give you an example. My Life as a Teenage Robot. The first 2 seasons of that show aired on Nickelodeon, and I actually enjoyed that show a lot. But then it disappeared out of nowhere. It turns out they made a season 3 that was exclusive to Nicktoons Network that ended the show. And I was like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say in terms of content, that was maybe for a bit of an older, like, kid audience. Same with, I want to say As Told by Ginger, but As Told by Ginger was played a bit later in the evening than I would say, like, other shows.
If I'm not mistaken, that was part of Teen Nick.
I loved
it. Was.
Yeah. So, I think some of those other ones were kind of coming out in the 90s a little bit before SpongeBob, where they were, honestly, a lot of people were taking more risks with what they were doing with animation and stuff, so I would kind of chalk that up to just the times that they were making stuff. But as things were starting to migrate in that, SpongeBob kind of turned into Nickelodeon sort of Ouroboros, sort of eating its own tail a little bit.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate that happened, but I mean, we still got a lot of good episodes out of it, I guess. It just sucks that it kind of killed off a number of other things.
The thing is from the couple of episodes that I have seen that are recent from, like, later seasons, they are trying something different with them.
Yeah.
Like, the one that stands out, like, in my memory pretty vividly is an episode that actually focuses on Pearl, and it's about her, like, dealing with teen drama and kind of wanting to get a job in the mall because, like, there are other people in the mall who, like, have jobs that she knows from school. And, like, she wants to, appear cool. Like, she's sort of grown up in things, and she wants to get a job in one of, like, the hip teen stores. She doesn't end up getting that. She ends up working in what is essentially, like, a rundown portion of the mall in
of course,
some kind of rundown shop. But it's an episode about her dealing with, I want to say, I forget exactly what it was about. It had a message, but it was kind of just an odd episode in comparison with what I know SpongeBob to be, and that's me just talking about it from hindsight. I think, like, whatever that episode was trying to do, I don't really have a problem with it. It's just the fact that it's not necessarily what I am used to out of SpongeBob, so it struck me as maybe a bit strange, but maybe not necessarily a bad thing.
I hear you on that. The one episode that I did see, I will give it this compliment. They were trying to tell some kind of story that wasn't just
I think
simple.
Now I think now they're actually going with more plot-driven stories.
Which is different, and it's interesting, because the movie was that way, and I like the movie.
For sure. But I'm not sure if it's a formula that really works with the cast of characters that the show has, necessarily.
I think it can. I don't think it works with the humor.
True.
Because
Okay, I will give it that.
The one that I saw, it had something to do with Poseidon, or King Neptune. I think it's King Neptune in this.
Yes.
He shows up at the Krusty Krab for his anniversary, but he's sad because his son can't be there. So SpongeBob goes looking for his son, just because the customer's always right, and he needs him to be happy. And he finds out that his son is off in some like kelp forest, off in the upper ocean heavens or something like that. So he goes and finds his way there. I forget how. And he finds him in...
That was one of the specials that they did. That was like... Yeah, I think that was like one of their half-hour specials.
Yeah.
Like that.
He's in a cage that he was put there by King Neptune because he tried to take over the city. It's like... This is like... It feels like... Am I watching like The Odyssey, but with SpongeBob? What the hell is going on? Is this Jason and the Argonaut? What the hell? You know, ambitious, but also it's doing the Ouroboros SpongeBob humor where it's like SpongeBob squared and it's like, okay, this is too much. You need to stop. You need to stop right now.
Yeah. I mean, some of the SpongeBob special episodes were interesting because I remember one of the specials was when Gary ran away from home, and then they had the emotional reunion at the very end of the episode.
No, but the musical part of it.
Yes. Oh yeah, Gary come home.
Did not like that song. I found it so depressing.
Yeah, well, hey, it worked.
It was, but that was kind of the point.
And that's another funny moment too when they're in the plane. I want peanuts. No, Pat, no. Who's this Lisa person? What? Sorry.
No, yeah.
You're fine.
Honestly, it's hard not to just talk about like just good ass episodes. Yeah. There's a lot of them. I know we have a bit of a section here where we're complaining, but like there's a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, I mentioned Band Geeks, but honestly, ironically enough, these 10 episodes were not the first episode I ever saw of SpongeBob. I think the first episode of SpongeBob I saw was the Bubble Stand episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. I had that one for Game Boy. I had a collection of SpongeBob episodes to watch on Game Boy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Game Boy Advance, yeah.
I do.
It's a giraffe. Now, let me ask you this, Cece. We may have talked about this years ago when we were in college, but I forget. As someone who used to live in Texas, did you hate the Texas episode, or did you find it funny?
I was hoping I could bring this up, because I've told this story to you guys, I'm sure, but I have not told it on the podcast before. I lived in Texas until I was 9. Yeah, it was 2004. I don't know if you guys know this, but Texas is a big state.
No.
Yes. And so when we moved to Maryland by car, my parents did 8 to 10 hours driving, and we would take a lot of breaks to like go see roadside attractions and stuff. But it did take us a whole week to get out there. And the first day was just getting to the border of Texas.
Wow.
So we stopped at a hotel right on the border. We actually went and got pizza across the street in Louisiana.
Oh.
So we did the whole, like, jumping over the border thing. But it was the middle of the highway, so we could not stand there long. But the next morning, it was our last morning in Texas. My parents were like, yeah, we could watch SpongeBob. Turned it on the TV, and it was that episode.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So it holds a special place in my heart.
Okay. Dang.
But I was wondering, did you hate that they were making fun of Texas, or at least pretending to make fun of Texas to get to trick Sandy?
Yeah, a little. like the Stars at Night song, that was a song we like learned in music class and performed. So
Oh
like,
my God.
what are you doing? Stop changing the words. But then like everybody getting every detail wrong at the party at the end was just so funny.
My goodness. So, Al, you included some Japanese little dub clips at various points throughout the little collection that you gave us. What did people think of the voices? I was annoyed by I was annoyed by Patrick.
What was Patrick?
What was he?
So weird.
パトリックだよ。カニカニ？いや、おいらパトリックだ。
カニカニかい？
違う！パトリックだったら、もう！カニカニって何さ？
ねえ、それって店の名前だよ。
そうだった。
Plankton.
Patrick and Plankton.
And
Patrick and
Plankton too.
Plankton should not be high pitched.
He was so cute sounding.
So
I know.
I want to say first off, I do think that Sandy and SpongeBob are perfect.
Yes.
I think what I heard of
Yeah, they
Mr.
were
Krabs was also good. And I don't think I really had a
Yeah.
good clip for Squidward, unfortunately, but he was probably all right too. I think that this is a cultural thing, a cultural difference
True,
element.
I think so.
I think in, Western media, and especially America, I feel like the dumb guy usually has the look. It's Lenny
It's-
from Mice and Men. Oh, pet the
Yes.
rabbits, George, or something like that. That's the dumb voice for America and like that sort of thing. But I think over in Japan, the dumb sidekick is usually a high-pitched character who's a little more
Yeah.
True.
annoying.
True.
And I think that's
Yeah.
why they went with that. It doesn't match Patrick at all.
It's so
but
strange.
I'm
Does
saying that
not.
as someone who is so used to American Patrick. Maybe.
Yeah, Bill Faberbach.
Yeah, fantastic work from him. Maybe if someone from Japan was like, yeah, they only ever saw Japanese SpongeBob and they heard like what he was originally like, they'd be like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. But
I'm trying to remember if I ever watched SpongeBob with my roommate from freshman year. I'm really thinking about whether or not the two of us watched it together, because I feel like she would have been sort of like, what? But also I feel like I think they probably play English SpongeBob over there too, so
I mean, it's
she
possible.
might not be that surprised.
I don't know. But like they made the Japanese theme song. I'm wondering, and the dub clips exist.
Yeah.
I do want to ask somebody from Japan one of these days, what we talk about over here. Do you prefer sub or dub? So, like, for American movies and cartoons, do you prefer watching the original English audio with Japanese subtitles, or do you prefer the Japanese dub?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So, Band Geeks, Envy's favorite. Anyone else have a particular favorite that immediately pops to mind?
I like the salesman one.
The chocolate with nuts?
Yeah.
That's also one of my favorites.
I like the
I don't-
Texas one. I also like the training video.
I
That was
used to
that
really
one.
like the training video too.
That was good.
That was
I do have to
good.
admit, though, that episode did piss me off the first time I watched it. Oh,
Yeah.
boy, okay, the secret formula, I was like, really?
Yeah.
You did that on purpose.
Well, hey, you know what that is? That's the Jimmy Neutron thing. Hey, how are we breathing in space right now?
Yeah. I think my favorite episode for me is actually Graveyard Shift.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It is so funny to me for multiple reasons. Just the walls will ooze green slime. Oh wait, they always do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that third thing. And just the hash slinging slasher just constantly being repeated. Do you know how often I quote that with my mom? So much. So many times.
I mean, Robert Eggers literally thanked SpongeBob for getting this generation to know what the hell Nosferatu is.
I know. And Nosferatu was another part of it. I was like, oh good, I know a pop culture reference from like the silent movies that no one else understands, but is now relevant again because it got brought back. It's just such a memorable episode. And I remember the first time it came on, I was honestly a little bit terrified. But then we got to the end and I was like, oh, this is fine. And it's kind of funny. And every time after that I've seen the episode, I'm just like, ah, yes, we get to be funny, but also scary.
It is good.
I feel like I remember Graveyard Shift when it premiered a little. There's a couple of these episodes, like especially of like Nicktoons and that where I remember the premieres for these for some reason because they built it up really well with like advertising and stuff. And I remember Graveyard Shift. It came out in like a September or something, but it was leading into Halloween and stuff. So it was like leading off a bunch of like spooky episodes for a bunch of things. So,
oh yeah. Like SpongeBob already, I think at that point had a spooky episode.
Yeah,
it's the one where he's a sheet ghost.
Yeah, the haunted mattress, which I did get called on Halloween a few times. Which I'm like, okay, yeah, I like the reference.
There was that one. There's the Hash Singing Slasher one, obviously. And then I think they might have had like a couple of other spooky ones that came later-ish.
Honestly, the one that I would have liked to...
Smitty, Corbin, Jaegerman, Jensen.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
that
number
one was
one.
also spooky. Honestly, Doodle Bob is also kind of a horror episode.
A little bit,
like Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's true.
Or there's also the episode where Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob think they killed the health inspector, so they tried to hide the body the whole episode.
Yes.
Or the one where they think Mr. Krabs is a robot. I feel like that was
that one.
spooky.
Or the episode where Squidward thinks SpongeBob swallowed that pie. That was actually
the bomb?
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say the one where SpongeBob and Patrick think Squidward's dead and he's a ghost.
That too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't really think that one was scary, but
No.
that was. But it's just
never
funny
really scary,
to think
but-
about that.
Honestly, one of the ones that I would have liked to include because it has such like a good surreal joke in it is the I was thinking of Shanghai, where they become part of the Dutchman's crew. There's a lot of good jokes in that, but honestly, I don't know what it is about the perfume department. It's so stupid, but so good.
I honestly feel that because I felt like that every time my mom took me shopping and we had to go through the perfume department.
That's the one that they had to censor, right?
What?
No. The one they had to censor was the episode where Squidward likes Krabby Patties, because there was a whole sequence where initially he tries to go to the Patty Vault, but he gets stopped by the security system, which is a bucket of gas, and he gets lit on fire twice. But I guess they complained about that, and so they cut part of that episode to where he just goes from the door to the Patty Vault.
Yeah.
No, there's a different one.
No, I think I know what you're talking about. It is also a Squidward episode. He's depressed about something.
Yeah.
And he keeps doing things that allude to
suicide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
that was
a
a new
point where
episode.
he's
that is also not what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, you're not talking about the one where he's like putting his head in the oven, but only to pull out a roast.
Oh.
And then he's like putting a rope up, but it's to hang a picture.
No, there's one where
it's dark.
I just want to be happy.
There's one when he's on the Flying Dutchman and he opens up like a portal and throws Squidward into it, and he's falling like through hell with all these horrifying
that's the Shanghai episode.
Shanghai episode.
Yes, okay, so it is this one. Yeah, they had to censor it because I guess him falling through the faces of the damned was too horrifying, so they instead put in a JPEG of spaghetti, like IRL spaghetti, and I honestly find it so much more disturbing.
I do remember that,
all that really reminded me more of Entrails, and I don't see how that makes it any better.
Yeah.
I just did not like the contrast of the 2D and the IRL.
And let's also not forget the only episode of SpongeBob that's permaban, Midlife
Which
Crustacean.
one's Panty Raid?
Yep.
Wait, what happened?
Oh yeah.
That one.
You remember?
I remember now.
Everybody remembers.
Yeah, you cannot legally download it on streaming or online anymore. The only way to find it is if you can find the old VHS or DVDs that episode came on.
Or if you pirate
Yep. Well, okay, I said legally. There's the difference.
Wow, I remember seeing that episode so much when I was a kid.
Yes, it is permaban. Nickelodeon will not air it anymore because they did not like the implication of SpongeBob and Patrick repeatedly going.
I don't even think it was an implication.
It's not an
getting
implication.
candies.
It's a crime.
Which it makes you wonder what the hell they were thinking. But yet again, you could say that about a lot of cartoons back in
Well,
the day.
I'm wondering if the particular writer on that episode was like, okay, what's something that an old man might do that would make him feel young again? And just, I think maybe when they were in the writer's room, they were probably just rattling off a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
That they did when they were kids. that like might make them feel young again, and maybe that was one of the things that really stood out to people, so they're like, oh, that's weird enough, let's throw it into the episode.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder, who was conducting panty raids out of that team of writers?
Someone.
I don't know. I'd be bothered by it a little bit, but
I would too.
I don't think I got to say what my favorite episode was, which is difficult. There's a lot of good ones, but I know one that I always came back to was the one that was paired with Chocolate with Nuts, and that's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5, where Barnacle Boy goes evil. Honestly, the whole like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy like series of episodes is fantastic.
They're great.
Yeah, because like the first one is solid. It sets up a bunch of stuff, and I'm a fan of like 60s Batman, and like seeing them as like old retired people is funny. Then the second one, we get SpongeBob trying to be a superhero, and then we had to include the third one here with Man Ray because of the fucking wallet. It's just too funny not to do. And then 4 with the you gotta set it to Wombo.
I love Wombo. They also
I wonder
have
if a follow-up from this height would kill me.
Oh my god.
But yeah, for some reason 5 just always stuck with me for how just insane it goes just out the gate with Barnacle Boy going evil. Every villain is lemons. And like, then it's like, everyone's gonna have superpowers and you're all still gonna be morons. We're gonna have a random human being be the chief who tells you where to go. And then we're all gonna go there and immediately destroy each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chaos. And it always came directly after Chocolate with Nuts, which is also a fantastic episode. So that whole half-hour block is perfect for me.
And even the last named episode of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 6, which came after the movie, was really good too, where they tried to make the movie after them. That one was a good one.
I don't think I've seen that. I need to go watch that now.
It's basically they are making a Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie.
Okay.
Because
you need to watch it. I think you would enjoy it.
Basically what happens is SpongeBob and Patrick find out they're making a big budget Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie, but they're not using them. They're using actors. He gets insulted, so he tries to make a movie with the gang with the actual Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and it goes as well as you would expect.
It's interesting watching that, and like, because like I watched them as a kid, and that's what I knew them as. But now, like, as an adult, like knowing a little more about like who was doing what and that, and like Mermaid Man being Ernest Borgnine, I've seen your movies. Barnacle Boy being Tim Conway, I've watched the shows that you've been in. And then, oh my god, Man Ray is Gimli. What the hell?
Yeah.
Wait.
John
Man
Rice
Ray
Davies,
is Gimli's actor?
Yeah.
Holy, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Really listen, you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
That just blew my mind.
Well, I'm happy I was able to add to your experience a little bit.
I mean, I know they've gotten great guest actors over the years to voice the show, but yeah, I did not know that.
No, yeah. This, across the board, fantastic show. Can we go through real quick? Because there's like a ton of good lines, but like, what's our favorite line from each of these episodes? Help Wanted, it's probably has to be the smelly smell, right?
Yeah, the smelly smell. Of the smelly smell that smells. Actually, no. Some of my favorite lines, batten down the hatches, Mr. Squidward. We're taking on water, Mr. Squidward.
I want my mummy,
Mr. Squidward. That, I think, is my favorite sequence of lines from that first episode.
We should also say that it is, I mean, it's the first episode. It's kind of where we get the I'm ready catchphrase.
Yes, it is.
I think I'm still gonna go smelly smell. It smells smelly.
Smelly. Yeah, that's mine too.
Yeah.
Pizza delivery. Is it Tom Kenny singing on all those different styles, or is it?
Yes.
It's a rock.
Yes. A rock. I like both of those, but I also like the part where Squidward is going like they're in the windstorm and. Who cares about the customer? I do! Well, I don't!
Squidward.
As a kid, it was like as a kid, it was the Krusty Krab pizza song. As
Yeah,
an adult,
okay,
but as an adult, I don't know why, but me and my friends all from high school always loved the fish at the end of the episode. My drink, my diet, Dr. Kelp. Don't tell me you forgot my drink.
Yes. Because that is such a now problem, too. It's so relatable.
Yeah. No, but it's still probably the singing that really lasts. All right.
It is fun.
How about Texas? I feel like there's a couple pretty good lines in here. The singing bit is good, but it has to be one of the jokes that SpongeBob and Patrick make about Texas. This might be jumping the gun because I know we're going to be watching it later in the month and talking about it, but did anyone else I almost wanted them to be like, Patrick just say something like, oh yeah, who cares about dumb old Texas anyway? And the bus comes back. I kind of wish Sandy did not get off the bus, and I wish Hank Hill got off the bus.
Yes.
What the hell? Next thing, they're going to start talking about propane.
I don't know. I think I don't know if this really counts as a line, but I think my favorite moment from the episode is when Sandy grabs Patrick with the lasso and he just screams in utter terror as he explodes. Whoa, SpongeBob!
And then the nuke.
I think my favorite, it's not really a funny part, but it's more like a sweet part for this episode. It's just like, it's the part where Sandy kind of is like telling them like what home is for her and how it's like it's the people that you care about, and then they all just kind of gather around her and she's like, oh duh, what have I been doing? I'm like, it's a sweet moment. It's not really a quote, but it's like it's probably my favorite moment from the episode.
I did find it hilarious. Everyone's being like, yeah, awesome. Squidward's just in the corner like, eh. I didn't even want to be here.
He's like, they made me.
You know what my favorite is? Patrick, what am I? Stupid? No, I'm Texas. What's the difference? Nothing. I do feel like that has been used a lot for just insert something else, but other than Texas.
Yeah.
I think Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3 has to be the wallet, right?
Yeah.
It's been used so much.
That, I think, is part of, my favorite. I think the other part that I like is when he just takes off his head. At the end of the episode.
I forgot about that. I was like, wait,
I won't be needing this anymore. Farewell, fellow do-gooder.
Yep, and just walks away.
I got checks with little poodles on them.
I know! It was like, can I just open a checking account?
I think that the headless thing is insanely funny because it's just one of those things that they did every now and then, the end of the Bubble Buddy episode where he's actually alive.
Uh-huh.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just sometimes
I'll see you later, SpongeBob. Things are getting weird around here.
Yeah. Happy Leif Erikson Day!
Yinger dinger dargan.
Yeah. What's next?
Frankendoodle? Finland?
Finland!
That episode has so many good lines.
I mean, the classic...
Oimy. Yep.
I did like the artist, though. The artist had some great line. My pencil!
Did you know who that was?
So real too.
It was the My Leg guy.
Well, yes, but that's Mr. Lawrence, the guy who voices Plankton.
I was going to say, that's Plankton.
Yeah.
That is Plankton. Yes.
I mean, Tom Kenny was Patchy the Pirate. They had to.
He was. Yeah. Cece, we're taking all of the quotes. Did you want to jump in with any? We haven't heard from you in a bit.
I'm still looking at behind the scenes of Shanghai. I think I got Mandela.
You're on a research project right now.
Okay. We'll continue.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I also got Mandela because the Band Geeks thing came out a week before 9/11, and I think I was convinced that they weren't allowed to show it after 9/11 because of the blimp situation.
What?
The aerial crash that happens in Band Geeks. I thought they weren't allowed to show it post 9/11. And I think I'm wrong about that.
No, you were definitely wrong because I've saw it too many times after 9/11.
That's fair. But for Band Geeks, is mayonnaise an instrument?
That and one. I mean, the whole sequence. Actually, you know what? My favorite line isn't even so much a line. It's the scream, the blood-curdling scream that Patrick does when Sandy's, does the thing with the trombone. That is easily not only my favorite Patrick scream, that's one of my favorite screams in any media I've ever seen. It cracks me up every time I hear it.
It is pretty good. Just, like, especially with the distance they add, it's like, you know this was far away, but you could still hear it.
Well, like the fact that it's behind closed doors, so you don't see what's happening. You just hear the scream, and it's dead silence for a few seconds. Everyone's staring in just like shock. And then Patrick comes in. Where's the owner of the white sedan? You left your lights.
So I think my favorite line is at the beginning of the episode, top of the episode, where Squidward is playing his clarinet and he hears the knock at the door. He goes to open it and it's like, hi,
I understand you have a dead
we
animal
understand that you have a dying animal on the premises, and he just shuts the door. And I'm just like, wow.
That is a great way to open your episode.
The thing is that I never really got that joke until I was a little bit older, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, Squidward wasn't the best clarinet player.
Who is calling? Out of his two neighbors, who is calling?
He was just passing it in an ambulance, and he heard it. A lot of good stuff. You know what? I will give a little bit of credit to this one. You know how when people want to sound smart, they make themselves really loud. Yes,
correct. Or too bad that didn't kill me.
Yeah.
I feel like he has a lot of those lines.
He's all suicidal. I don't know.
Yeah, then they focus on it for one episode, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe we.
I think the thing with Squidward is like SpongeBob is like a very new sprightly adult, and then Squidward is like what happens after you've been an adult for like 20 years and you're just really tired of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know the old joke. You, as a kid, you identify with SpongeBob. As an adult, you identify with Squidward.
Yeah.
In some ways, that is true.
Yeah.
And so, maybe we should all admit that, much like SpongeBob and Patrick, I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward,
Squidward. Yes.
And what were the remaining episodes again?
Graveyard Shift.
Ash, I can't name a favorite quote. That entire episode is just so chef's kiss.
I'm gonna say the walls ooze green slime. It's such a perfect setup and
honestly,
oh wait, they always do that.
Do you know how many times I was in college and I literally used that phrase to describe my dorm room?
Yeah.
That is
the walls
concerning.
Would sweat in one of my rooms.
That's concerning on a number of levels. Fry Cook Games.
My name's not Rick.
That's a good one.
These were yellow when I bought them.
That's a funny one. I like the part where he's being carried around by the big guy. It's like, this huge guy's carrying the other contestant, Patrick Star!
Or the fact that one vendor was literally, cooking, cannibalism. Fish sticks, get your fish sticks.
Yeah,
here.
that was fucked up when you stop and think about it.
Honestly, yeah.
Krusty Krab training video.
I mean,
is it
as a kid it was a hoopla, but I don't know about now.
I always laugh whenever he does a
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The narrator scat singing.
Remember, nobody wants to be a Squidward.
Oh, poop.
Mm-hmm.
So dumb.
Is that here?
So
is that for here to go? Oh.
Chocolate with nuts.
I mean,
fancy
it has to be chocolate.
No, it's gotta be chocolate.
Although, one underrated line that I'm surprised they got away with. I got it. Let's get naked. Well, let's save that for when we're doing real estate.
That's pretty good. It's I love you.
Yeah, that was good.
And then they immediately shut the door. I think for me it was probably when they're trying to sell it to the old ladies. You rub it on your skin and it makes you live forever.
That whole sequence was great.
That was so silly.
All right, there's a lot of moments with Patrick that are like, what is happening here? Like, the guy showing, like, the picture when he was a kid, and he's like, you can keep that for $5. I'll take 10. It's like, what do you need 10 pictures of a fat 13-year-old for, Patrick? What's going on here? And then they're like, barnacle chips. They're delicious. They are most certainly not delicious. Not the way I use them. I'm like, what? No,
happening?
stop.
What does
Hold
that
up.
mean?
Patrick, what's going on here? I'm concerned about Patrick in that episode.
Patrick is so silly. He gets
The
dumb
inner
later on, but he is
machinations
so
of my
silly.
mind are an enigma.
You
Spilled
ate my
milk.
only food. Now I'm gonna starve.
going to starve. Oh my god.
Oh no, I take it back. My favorite line from Night Shift is "Oh boy, 3 a.m."
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Again, that entire episode's a fucking treasure, okay?
So we did end up just quoting SpongeBob for 2 hours. Was that essentially what happened? What's going to happen? We're all in our, 30s or almost in our 30s? I don't need to tell you how old I am. Don't worry about it. But look, we're going to just endlessly quote SpongeBob at a certain point.
It's a sign of our generation as, late millennials, zillennials. I think it's just a defining thing this is just a show that was just so silly, but also entirely, kid-friendly, but with also having some jokes for the adults. That I think it just had a sort of charm that I think just kind of entirely captured our psyches.
Yep.
And now we will never be free.
Yep. That's the real
But
problem.
I don't think I want to be free if this is where I am.
You can't get free. The only way out is through the perfume department. I think I'm out of stuff to say. I don't really know what else there is to do.
But I had such a good time.
Yeah.
I will admit, I loved the first SpongeBob movie. I loved it as a kid. I honestly, though, I did not see it in the theaters. I missed out on seeing it in theaters.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know what happened?
Why?
It came out the same time as The Incredibles, and I only had one movie to choose, and I chose The Incredibles, and I don't regret my choice. The Incredibles is one of my favorite movies of all time. So
it's definitely the best
think-
Fantastic Four movie out there.
Yes. I think I saw both in theaters, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, someone's got some fancy living.
Well, those were the two movies that were out for kids at the time, and I think my parents were like, let's take them to the movies to go see something.
I'm trying to think. 2004, was that when the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light movie came out?
I don't know. You would know that.
I remember seeing that in
close.
theaters. That was nuts. Anywho, any other little quotes we want to finish out before we head out of here?
We'll be here for hours if we don't stop.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. I think this is going to be a fun month because we're just watching a ton of stuff from childhood that just I honestly think aged incredibly well.
Yeah.
So, other than a panty raid here and there.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, SpongeBob, it's got to be a yay.
Yeah.
Like-
Is anybody gonna
It's
say
a
yay to
yay.
SpongeBob?
Well, some people, I'm going to be real with you. I just been thinking about this. There's so many people in our generation who quote this. If I met someone my own age who had never seen SpongeBob, I would genuinely, I don't know that I believe we've been visited by aliens, but at that point, I would.
The thing is Cece, you and I lived with a person who apparently did not watch SpongeBob and apparently also did not like it.
Really?
So, we lived with them.
I'm
We
disturbed
remembered
by
this
this.
person.
You know what?
Yeah, I
We'll-
didn't realize.
We'll talk about this later.
But
You don't need
does
to be...
this say a lot about this person, though?
Yeah, if you don't like SpongeBob, you're evil.
Yes.
Well, dang. All right.
Honestly, I probably just blocked that fact along with most of college.
Hey, that's fair.
But
That's
it is
fair.
one thing that stood out to me. I have met someone our age who did not enjoy or at least did not watch SpongeBob.
Damn. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's SpongeBob. Next week, we're gonna switch channels. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring up a quote because there is some relevance to this.
Yo,
So, hey Pat, what's Patrick's name? 24. So, you guys probably know this, but for anyone at home who doesn't, there's a joke that comes after that where SpongeBob's like, hey Patrick, I thought of something funnier than 24. Let me hear it. 25.
25. Yeah.
So the reason for that, I think for the cable package that maybe in California or whoever was like doing it for the people who were actually were like making SpongeBob, at Channel 24 is Cartoon Network. Channel 25 was Nickelodeon.
Oh,
so
that's
that was
funny.
them taking a quick jab. It's like
that is really interesting. Where I grew up, it was Nickelodeon was Channel 26.
Same. I think 39 for Cartoon Network, but it was also 63 at one point. I think it was like there was like an Adelphia thing, and then it was Comcast, and then it was like something else, like that.
Yeah.
Bunch of stuff got moved around. But yeah.
Yes.
But
very true.
Relevant to this because we're switching up from Nickelodeon to Cartoon Network because we're going to be watching Powerpuff Girls next week.
Yay.
And I'll tell you this, we're actually going to be watching 10 episodes and a couple extra things that I found. I wasn't really able to find clips in the Japanese, unfortunately, but I found a couple things that might be a nice substitute. One, I found the 2-minute short pilot Craig McCracken made to sell the Powerpuff Girls. It was called Whoop Ass Stew. So they were originally called the Whoop Ass Girls.
What?
And Cartoon Network was like, so we love it. We can't name it that. Obvious reasons.
Right.
So the 10 episodes that we're going to be watching, though, are the 10 that he picked for his Best of Powerpuff Girls release that I think released on iTunes or something. It was like something back in 2008 or something like that. And I also found, because, they're on YouTube at this point, does anyone remember Cartoon Network Grooves? The music videos they put in between shows. There were 4 Powerpuff Girls music videos, and I've included those as well.
Nice.
So we're going to have a nice little spread of things. It's going to be a fun time to watch. We'll go over what the actual episodes are next week, but looking forward to that. Looking forward to Tom and Jerry. Looking forward to King of the Hill. Looking forward to all of this. This is going to be a fun month. You had your Donghua month. I have my old cartoons that I used to watch all the time month.
Do it.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoy this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!